for this one. And the 9 goes around at the end of the session.
Lucas Oil Raceway.
The estimated SOF is 1,988.
So that completes the warm-up, so let's do it. Let's get right to our starting grid on the pole position with a lap time of 21.890 seconds. It's a very dominant 0.51 of Kyle Kurzak. Outside front row,
13 drivers.
it's the 83 of Brandon Mefford. Row number 2, Tim Schofield and Chris Mefford. Row 3, it's Neil Quick and Steve Durbin. In the 4th row, it's Brian McCann and Newt Quick. Row 5, Adam.
I blew my qualifying.
Stewart.
Let's not talk about that.
Todd Kalik and Garrett Johnston.
All right, man.
Rounding out the field in the 13th position will be the number 77 of Zachary Kalik, who was fast in the warm-up. We'll have to watch the 77 as he progresses through the field here tonight.
200 lap race. We're going to have to pit for fuel.
Pace laps and green flag coming up next.
Remember, stages are lap 50 and lap 110.
$50, $110. Oh, no, we got a pit for that. Oh, no. Both of those are, I forgot about that.
All right, man. We're going green next time. Bye.
Caution flag on 50 and 110.
Saying there's a fluid looking out of that 51 on the pole up there.
Still, that's 90 laps at the end, so still be all right.
That's the tire stuff
Again,
coming out of the
following
tires.
up on the race details tonight. 200 laps the race distance.
I've been here for a couple of weeks. I didn't know that was legal now.
72-degree temperature, 47% humidity, overcast skies. Breeze come down just a bit here to 1 mile an hour, and 73-degree track temperature.
Got my car set up for the long run, so I might be screwed.
Green, green, green.
Stages tonight, lap 65 and 110. Pace car is in.
Inside.
With the green in hand, just waiting
there.
to drop it.
Line.
Field through turn number 4.
Clear,
Kyle
clear.
Turzak, Brandon
Got
Mefford
one
going to lead
inside.
him to the stripe.
Green, green, you're in the middle. Clear.
Green is
Too
called,
wide.
flag is waved, we're
Still
underway.
Still there. Hold your line.
Oh, my
All
bad.
clear, all clear.
I hit him. These cars are wide.
Inside. Still there. Stay high. All clear, all clear.
Slam in the books, Turzak leads him across the stripe. Brandon Mefford
one
runs in the
inside.
2nd position. 3rd is
Stay
Chris
high.
Mefford. 5th, Tim
Cars on the low
Schofield.
side.
Durbin runs 5th,
All
but
clear,
Neil
all
Quick takes it
clear.
away rather
That was
quickly.
your box, left of the session.
2 moves
Got
up into
one
the top
inside.
5.
Too
Brandon
wide there.
Mefford.
The car in
Sorry,
three,
Brian
one.
McCann.
Just
It's a
across
B
the
sound here. He's
22,
side by side with the 30 of Steve Durbin,
Stay
4th
high. There's
position.
the car on the low side. Still there?
And
Hold the
gets
line.
clear,
All
tucks in
clear,
behind
all
Neil
clear.
Quick. Durbin battling back on the inside.
Got one inside. Still there? Hold your line. All clear, all clear. The car in P1.
Neil Quick now to the inside of Timmy Schofield, 4th position as well up front. The
You saving right now?
The race lead, Kyle Turzak and Brandon Mefford. Mefford just a the back bumper as they make entry down into turns 1 and 2.
I'm just riding right now. I'm blocked.
Turzak drives away in the middle of the 2 corners, but
So, yeah.
getting the run off turn number 2, down now into turn number 3, closes the gap slightly. Now a half car length between Turzak and Mefford. Turzak now puts a car length plus on the 83 of Mefford, but man, Brandon has really come a long way this season. He was quick out of the box, but not quite to Turzak's pace. He's been watching and learning, I'm sure, as he is right to the back bumper of Turzak, and that's not an uncommon feat here lately. Last handful of races, maybe more, Brandon Mefford coming on strong there, putting the pressure on Kyle Turzak here early. 6 laps in from IRP. Now Mefford gets to the inside, middle of 3 and 4, almost makes contact with the left rear of Turzak. Lifts off the throttle just a bit to avoid contact. They both fight another day, but Mefford loses some ground, a couple of car lengths to be specific.
Right now, we ain't gonna. If you're passing somebody, you're just wearing your tires out to do it. I'm hoping in like 20, 30 laps, some of them like Neil Quick and that red and white car. Who was that, Mefford?
Oh, that and the 30 I think was pushing pretty hard. Yeah, that's Chris.
I'm thinking they're gonna come back.
So we're coming from the 46 off turn number 2 down the backstretch. They race it out. Mefford not enough room to slot in as Durbin fills the gap. Chris Mefford to the inside of Neil Quick now through 3 and 4. Still on the gas. So is Neil Quick. On a turn 4, uncontested. Now Mefford slots in behind Neil Quick in front of Durbin by inches only. Loose on exit for the 46. Back out front, the race lead still belonging to Kyle Turzak. We've got 10 laps in the books. Brandon Mefford all over the back bumper of Turzak, wanting that top spot.
The leader just did a 22.217.
Doing all he can to keep the 83 in the rear view mirrors. Doing a good job of it for the time being. Mefford though not willing to.
Damn, that was close.
Gotta wonder how.
I had a bad entry, and then that car, green car, hit the wall.
Fastest lap right now.
3 wide.
Turzak with a 22.
That was sketchy.
Brandon Mefford at 22.04. Everybody else at half 10 or slower. But Steve Durbin actually having the same fast lap as Kyle Turzak at a 22.00. Neil Quick still running in the 3rd spot as he continues to drive away from Chris Mefford. Mefford in the 4th spot. 5th belongs to Tim Schofield. 6th is Brian McCann. Behind
This ain't looking good. They're
What
still.
are your thoughts on my pace?
Steve Durbin and Todd Kleek.
I was just about ready to say that. Not particularly your pace, but their pace. They're still pulling away from us.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if I should be picking it up or not. It's like,
I don't know. I didn't have any practice on it, so you know more about it than I do.
On the outside of Todd Kleek.
well, I only went,
Durbin in that green and purple.
full throttle during practice. I was just cooking them. So I have no practice saving.
Back to the race leaders, Turzak and Mefford. Mefford maintaining about a car
I
length
guess better to find out now than later.
between himself and the race lead. 16 laps complete as they're off turn number 2. Turzak still in charge. Mefford just trying to run the same line, still trying to pick up some tips and pointers from the 051.
I figured a little bit something out there.
Even without being in the tire tracks of the 051, certainly able to keep pace.
I did back off for you there,
Little rings, these little short tracks.
but you figured something out going into the corner.
To get a pass done if you're very similar
Yeah.
to pace as the guy you're trying to run down.
You're in 5th place.
They won't do it now. I may have just overdrove it 1 lap.
McCann looks to the inside of Tim Schofield for the 5th spot. He takes it away. Gets clear off turn number 2. Newt Quick thought about trying to follow the 3 on through. Wasn't able to get it done. Tim Schofield took a look to the inside in turn 3. Not able to done.
It likes a straight exit off as much as possible as you can get.
Back into beat 6. Newt Quick 7th. Durbin is in 8th.
Yeah, so trying to break the rear free a little bit.
Try working that transition on the banking.
Like what you just did?
Yeah.
They're back in the pack. We've got 15 of Garrett Johnston taking a look to the inside. On the 45 and Todd Cleek. Cleek going to battle back on the outside. Nope, not quite. Johnston gets clear. 15.
You got to drop your right front below the transition.
Towards the 9 of Adam Benefit.
Oh yeah.
Zach still out in front, still with the race lead from pole position. Brandon Mefford.
Oh, like a dirt track.
Second position as well. Carlin going to have maybe 2 now back. It's the 83 of Mefford. Reel in Terzak to this point.
The leader just did a 22.275.
Neil Quick, a Midwesterner himself, feeling somewhat at home here at IRB here in Indiana. Holding new third position. Chris Mefford again, another.
You don't feel like you're using something, just getting it down there?
Yeah, but I ain't got no other option.
Rounding out the top 5. Pressure on Chris Mefford now, flying in 4th spot though. We'll see if Brian McCann can do anything with Chris Mefford here. 25 laps complete, up 200 here in IRB. State.
It is caution at 50 and 110, right?
Yep.
Will come up also in lap 110.
Honestly, my biggest concern is just making it to 50
50.
with my practice
Stage.
issue.
65 would be for the twin 125.
It's slower off doing that though. Like it rotates better, but it's slower off.
Still watching this battle here for the 4th spot. Right on board here with Chris Mefford.
And Neil's backing up a little bit.
Mefford doing a pretty good job staying out in that 4th position ahead of Brian
The
McCann.
leader just did a 22.254.
McCann having a somewhat uncharacteristic evening right now. And only running in that 5th position. Not the greatest qualifying effort. He was towards the back half of the field, starting in the 7th spot. Typically this season, it's been Terzak and McCann front row almost every race, but last couple really hasn't been the case for Brian McCann.
Outside. You're clear high, clear high.
Terzak still well
Got
in
one
command of
outside.
this race as he puts about an 0.8 of a second
clear, all
advantage
clear.
on the 83 of Brandon Mefford.
Outside. Still
You
there.
can't do that.
Still there. All clear, all clear.
Yeah, so you gotta diamond the corner
There's a right front on
just right and get them tires underneath.
turn 4, almost caught the wall. I'm on board with Brandon, see how that car's handling.
outside. All
What happened to
clear,
Neil?
all
Hit the
clear.
wall.
Almost seems like Brandon's hunting for a better line, trying to find something that's going to work. He was in the middle groove, then he was in the high groove. Almost seemed a little bit tight from the center off. Kind of what we talked about early on is how much these guys are going to abuse the race car, abuse the tires, try to stay and keep the pace that they had once had. Terzak's last lap at 22:30. Brandon Mefford almost a quarter of a second off that pace at 22:52. Somehow Terzak finding a way to continue to get it done here at IRB. Meanwhile, back in third, Chris Mefford still in that position. Brian McCann, car length and a half, not even a half car length off the back bumper of Chris Mefford. Then Neil Quick back into the fifth spot. Neil was running up in third. I'm not sure what happened there in the two. Something amiss. The Neil Quick machine. I just, again, same situation.
You start playing with the brake at all?
Too hard, too early. Got the tires a little angry at him.
Been playing my 4-speed back.
Slightly last handful of laps.
It ain't helping. Though. Ain't nothing helping. Me and Mefford are exactly the same speed.
The number 9 machine, for whatever reason, is already out of this race in pit lane. League now the last car on the lead lap in the 12th position. Interestingly enough, Zachary Cleek back in the 11th spot. Remember, he was second or third quick in the warm-up section. In fact, let's take a look at that. Those statistics here from earlier on. Of course, it doesn't want to come up. Well, never mind. Less than 10 laps away from our first stage break of the evening. Terzak's led all the laps to this point. Really
That didn't help either.
steady advantage over Brandon Mefford, 2.3 seconds. The margin over the 83 of Mefford. A little bit loose off turn number 4 was Terzak. Might have scraped the right rear on the outside wall. If he did, it was just enough to pull the couple of layers of decal or paint off of that machine. Continues on. 40.
One thing's for sure, I got this wrong steering ratio.
Ooh, scrubbed him hard that corner.
You're in the fence. I don't know if he was trying to get out of the way of Terzak or if he had a problem, slid up the racetrack, and almost acted like he lost the right front tire.
You're clear high, clear high.
Terzak gets clear without a problem, but now Cleek is in trouble. I gotta wonder if maybe he burned the right front off. Comes Mefford. Cleek stays up. Mefford lost some more ground, though, tucked in behind us. It's in the fence again.
I feel like I'm hanging with you. I just can't get anywhere.
Knock on wood, we've been caution-free.
I burn my stuff up trying different things.
Yeah, I think Cleek's got a right front down. He's got trouble. He can't get...
Yeah, and I was trying different things, just trying to keep up.
around.
I'm losing Mefford now.
Schofield gets clear as well. Cleek just trying to survive to the end of the stage. He knows if he pits now, he's going to be laps down more than what he is right now. He's got one loss to this point. Quick goes on by. Quick has slipped back to P6. Terzak still with a very comfortable 3-second advantage over Brandon Mefford.
Can I get black cleared?
Getting tight.
Mefford both running second and third.
Yeah, I lost my right front too.
Now fifth.
I haven't full lost it, but it's weak.
outside. All clear, all clear. The leader just did a 22.407.
Now Zachary Cleek up the racetrack. Looks like he's going to have a similar.
So long run does matter. That 90 laps at the end of the race is going to be tough.
7 acting like it's down on the right front. Todd Cleek.
Yeah, I don't know what the right strategy is. Just ride around, slow as shit,
At the end of the stage, may have gotten it.
and hope you can make it.
Right front tire likely down on the 45. Terzak still out front here as we're getting ready to wrap up.
Yeah, 40 laps from here would be
Caution is out. Caution is out.
challenge.
Line up single file.
All right, gentlemen, that is
Catch
stage
the
one.
46 car. Pass the 8 car. Catch the 46 car.
Was he like half a lap ahead of us?
just about.
Pit road is now
Cross start
open.
finish. Terzak's going to win the first stage. The yellow comes out.
Bro, you sure you got your release mark correct for the pit road? Yes, I do, sir.
Zach wins this first stage. Second was Brandon Mefford. Chris Mefford third.
Pit boxing,
Ryan McCann
10.
fourth. Schofield fifth. Neil Quick sixth. Seventh was Garrett Johnston. Steve Durbin
5,
eighth. Ninth was Newton Quick.
3,
Josh Stewart
2,
was 10th.
1. Right here.
I'm taking 4.
For show.
As long as the pace car don't lap me. Hopefully the pace car don't lap me. Take forever.
What's your tires? 3674.
47.74.
Pit lane. Terzak the first to lead
All
him
right,
down.
that's it. Go.
A lot of people took 4.
Line up single file.
Zach a little deep in the box, but not too far. Apparently, he seems to be in okay shape. Right side tires going on the number 05.
I can't say I've ever gained positions on pit road before. That's unusual for me.
Tire change for
I lost
Terzak
like 4.
will be the same for Brandon Mefford. Yes, indeed, it will.
I came up behind Kyle.
Finishing up his left sides. Zach drops the jack and down he goes. So we'll see if we can get a word with our stage winner, Kyle Terzak.
A couple guys must have took 2.
Into the
Oh, no.
Terzak and Steve in the HBRT.
Something's going in.
Yes, sir.
Kyle, congratulations on that stage 1 victory. A dominant, led every lap from the drop of the green all the way to the stage end. 4 tires on the pit stop with 3 sets over the wall. You can end up finishing this thing with an extra set remaining?
It just depends how the caution plays out. You know, definitely going to take some on the both stages here, and if there's a caution at the end, probably might have to make up my mind on that. But yeah, these first 50 laps, we had Mefford over there pressuring us a little bit, and you could tell he was trying everything to get around me, and I just knew how to protect my tires, and looking at my tire wear definitely helped out.
Saw a couple of guys burn a right front off before the stage end. You guys managed to hang on to it. You going to be able to do the same here the rest of the stage?
Hopefully, you know, I got a really good race car, so just got to take care of the tires and we'll win it.
All right, Kyle, good luck the rest of the way. Maybe we'll talk to you again.
Thank you.
Why did Neil go back in?
Zach, your stage 1 winner.
All right, man, we're
55
going green
laps
next
complete
time.
here from
All right, man,
IRP.
line up on the inside row.
Go ahead, leaders. Pass me. I'm like 3 or 4 laps down.
You got to go past the pace car. Go, 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 go. You got to pass the pace car. Gotta speed up here.
Pace car lights still on. Should get them to go off here this time by, which would put us on the 1 to go.
All right, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going
Quick,
green.
Steve Durbin
All
gonna
right,
hit pit lane here
Back
quickly.
Back on the
behind
pace
pace
car. We're
car.
not going green this time. We are not going green.
Again, I know we've seen these late model stock
no
race
worries.
cars
It
running on the
should
bull
have
rings
waved you around.
all across North America this season, but
It did not, so that's why.
though
I
this
stayed
is still a
there.
short
Now
track,
I'm
it's
just gonna let
greater
the
than
field
half a
pass me.
mile. Drivers do have some time
no
to
worries.
make their
I'll
pit
clear,
stops. And now
man,
Kyle
we're
Turzak
black.
slows.
It's most likely going to throw you
He's
on the
letting
restart.
45 go on by
How
because
about
we are on the
clearing
one
those
to
4 laps on
go.
down?
Not for a moment, Turzak had the restart here. We're going to go one more time around.
Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that one, buddy.
It's all good.
Get ready. All right, man. The pace car is in. Green, green, green.
Race car lights are now extinguished once again.
The leader just did a 46.
Turzak and Tim Schofield going to lead them back to green. Brandon
Clear
Mefford,
high,
Chris
clear high.
Mefford, Garrett Johnston, Brian McCann, Josh Stewart,
Got
Neil
one
Quick,
outside.
Zachary Cleek,
Yes,
Steve
sir.
Durman, the lead lap cars.
Stage 2 is lap 110. There will
Clear
be a
high,
caution.
clear high. Outside. Stay low. All clear, all clear. Got one outside. Green flag. Stay low, there's a car on the high side. Stay low, there's a car on the high side. Stay low, there's a car on the high side.
Turzak gets the jump on
I could have been pretty mean to Brandon there.
spot. Schofield goes from second to third on the first
Steven,
couple of
just a
corners.
heads up, your blink count
Might lose more than that with
29,
Brandon Mefford
just be
attacking to the
cautious,
inside. Brian McCann there in behind
tight
Mefford.
races.
Stay low, there's a car on the high side.
Okay, 10 more. Thank you.
All
2 by
clear,
2
all
for
clear.
third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Method way to the bottom of the racetrack. Gets clear of Tim Schofield. Saw that in practice. Top line to the bottom. Bit of a slide job out in front of the 12. Takes the spot. Now Brian McCann's going to follow Mefford through, trying to get it as well. Schofield free falling here a bit. Dropped the green flag on the restart.
Did you let me have that?
On the board. Turzak
Not really. I was just being easier on my stuff.
and Tim Schofield as they still
Gotcha.
for that position down the backstretch into turn.
This is a little longer run, too. And I was at 36%.
McCann tries to get the advantage over Schofield. Now he gets
I
clear.
wasn't far behind you.
Got one outside. The leader just did a 22.316. Still there? Hold your line. Stay low.
Applying
Stay low,
pressure to
there's
the
a car on the
46.
high side.
Brother Chris Mefford. Big time pressure. Might have been some contact off turn 4. A little bit
Still
here
there.
once again.
You're in third place. Stay low, there's a car on the high side.
Zach maintaining a car length and a half, maybe 2 back to Chris Mefford. Brandon Mefford was applying pressure to the 46 just a moment ago, but now he's got to worry about the 3 of Brian McCann to his
You're clear
inside
high, clear high.
into turn number
Got one
3.
inside.
Seen these
All
guys
clear, all
battle it out
clear.
quite a bit this season. Seeing more of it here right now.
I used a lot of tire to do that.
Side by side, cross start finish, carries it down into turn number 1. McCann laying on the brakes once again, gets clear for a moment.
Brandon didn't want to let you do it.
Turn number 2.
Yeah, I used quite a bit of tire to do it too.
Mefford with the run off turn number 4, still managed to hang on the right rear of McCann. Crosses over down in turns 1 and 2, drives it almost to the apron. Gets that car to rotate, but not enough exit speed to take the spot away. And McCann now fully clear and really opened the door for Garrett Johnston for a moment. Mefford trying anything and everything to try and
All
gain the
clear, all
position
clear.
back. Unable to get
Got
it
one
done here for the
outside.
time being. Turzak
Still
maintains
there.
the top spot. Then it's Chris Mefford, Brian McCann, and McCann on the
Stay low,
charge,
there's a car
putting
on the
pressure
high
on the
side.
46 now.
All clear, all clear. Got one outside. Still there. Still there. Stay low. Still there? Hold your line. All clear, all clear. Got one outside.
in for the
Clear
spot.
high, clear high. The leader just did a 22.278.
I think Kyle's saving, just enjoying the view.
Oh yeah, he is. I'm back here driving like it's a 20-lap race.
Track just a bit. Continues from the second position. Chris Mefford's got it, really not willing to give it up. Chris not running a full schedule this season. Ryan McCann is, but Chris is just out here trying to compete, trying to win some races, whereas Ryan McCann trying to do all he can, gain some very valuable points. 51 for Cal Turzak.
Yeah, that transition makes all the difference.
70 laps
Doesn't it?
from IR.
Yeah, it'll get you loose.
HBR TV side-by-side rank. Stay with us, folks. You won't miss a moment of the
Do
action.
you think it helps you right front? Just,
And we were doing radiothons.
you gotta push too hard to
We need
get there.
sponsors to help us raise.
Nah, inner lower, and it helps, I think, with that.
Describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos,
I mean, you can feel the wheels straighten right out.
he has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Kyle's not doing it, though, so I'm wondering. Chris ain't either.
The leader just did a 22.274.
Brandon making you nervous?
Nah. He did. He's got more tire than I do, though. For sure, everybody's around me's got more tire than I do.
Neil definitely saved. He's gaining all of us.
Got one inside. Still there. All clear, all clear.
Ooh.
Are you on your regular rig or your mobile?
Regular tonight.
Brandon's probably listening into our convo. That's why he was confident that he could go in there.
Do it again.
Wear that tire out, Brandon.
The leader just did a 22.293.
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if you have to use that technique early in the run.
Back at
Because I
I-80 laps.
feel like I'm losing momentum.
Let's fight for the third position.
Going down there now.
Again.
Coming off the corner.
We took it away from Brandon Mefford. Mefford, though, not giving an inch here. He's just about a half car length off the back bumper of the 3. Mefford was very strong early stages of this race, battling with Kyle Turzak, staying right with the 04.
At least in comparison to the upper line.
So as he runs back into 4th position, Turzak, though, continues to lead this race. Chris Mefford back in the 2nd position, about 3 car lengths behind.
It didn't like that.
Last lap by Turzak, a 20.
It's got to be a brutal broadcast outside of you two.
Speed. Landon Canada 52.26 this time.
And they're
Very similar lap time.
single file. Nose to tail, single file.
You heard anything about next season?
Nope.
Stands right now, Adam Benefiel in the 9, the only driver out of this race to this point. Todd Fleek, however, running in the 12th position. Todd's still out there digging, giving it all he's got in that 12th spot. However, he is running 3 laps down. Steve Durbin, who had some pace early on within the top 5, now finds himself in the 11th position, the last car on the lead lap. Say though, Brandon Mefford really closing back in on Brian McCann. McCann might have used up the tire a little bit too much to try and get around the 83, finally get clear. Now Mefford starting to reel him back in. It's just a few feet off the back of the 3 machine. It's right on board with Mefford, and he tries to track down Brian McCann and take that 3rd spot back.
Well, it worked that time.
Ooh, it pushed bad there.
Took a few laps for the setup, though.
You passed somebody?
Across the stripe.
I did. I think Garrett used them up. I got Neil with me, though. Always giving Neil the business, though.
You get that car to rotate. Gets real close to the 3 middle of the corner, but
That's a highlight of the race there.
the high exit, able to drive away.
I'll take it. It's like you can't give anything up on the restarts. You just got to force it.
Mefford may have scraped the wall just a bit on corner exit a moment ago, but it hasn't really cost him any speed, though he does slip up the racetrack off too. I think there's a big lift there out of the 83 machine as he loses some more ground. Now 2 car lengths between himself and Brian McCann. Mefford drives it way down to the flat of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. He does gain a ton of ground when doing that. He can able to drive down the straightaway with a little bit more pace, utilizing the higher line. Yes, it's the longer way around, but you carry more
I
speed.
think Brandon used him up.
Haven't we all?
Checking on Terzak once again. He continues to lead. He's led every lap to this point. Mefford still in the second spot, about 7/10 behind.
%, the wrong steering ratio.
The leader just did a 22.336.
Thought I was big brain genius when I changed it.
Feel pretty well strung out here. Not a whole lot of battles on the racetrack to follow at this present moment. This might be the closest of them. Neil Quick challenging Garrett Johnston. This will be for the 6th spot. It's about where Neil finished, I think, that first stage in P6. Quick running in the 7th position behind him.
I can't catch him.
I can sort of feel what it wants, but it's so sloppy I lose it.
Brandon, slow it down.
All right, man.
Quick looks to the
this
bottom
time
into turns 1 and 2. Gets alongside Johnston. Might have been a little bit of contact. Johnston a little bit loose on the exit of turn number 2. It's going to open the door again into 3 for Neil Quick. Gets alongside the 15 off turn number 4. It's a drag race back to start finish. We'll see how it plays out down into turn number 1. Johnston way up the racetrack again. Quick pushing it up there as well. He's not running the ultra low line either. He's right there in the middle of the racetrack. Great battle here for position. This for the 6th spot. Johnston didn't hit the wall.
That sucks too, because I just kind of learned what it wants.
Johnston doing a great job.
Maybe I can make it work in stage 3.
Extra momentum, though. It is where the marbles tend to live.
Well, just running the same speed.
Johnston, 15 has to tuck in behind the 2, and Neil loses connection for just a brief moment. Where has he gone? Does he come back? He does. Nope, there he is.
The leader just did a 22.368.
Neil having some connection issues as he continues to blink in and out.
Got one outside.
Makes it difficult.
Stay low. Stay low.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
You're clear high. Clear high.
Get that TV time.
Much during the course of the season when driver loses connection here for the servers temporarily.
I finally started to figure out what the car wants. But hell, I can't pass now.
With Garrett Johnston being that particular driver, you have to worry about, okay, well, number one, the driver just disappeared in front of me.
I can actually kind of get it loose.
Is he going to come back?
It's on that transition.
No, off the transition.
And it forces the trailing driver to be very ginger, be very careful. So they're not forced.
Do you think it'll be the same way with fresh tires?
Connection issue kind of landed.
I hope.
106 laps complete here from IRB. Every one of them led by Kyle Terzak as he's looking for another stage win here in the next handful of laps.
Outside. All clear, all clear.
Let's see if Chris Manford can handle what I'm about to throw down.
McCann battling with Chris Mefford for the second spot. That is heating up pretty heavily
All
here.
clear, all clear.
107, remember 110 would be the end of stage.
What'd you dirt track him?
Especially considering the fact that Chris Mefford
Stay
is
high.
down here for a trophy.
Give him the slide.
Clear low, clear low.
Hell yeah, it worked.
Racetrack gives everybody room.
You're in second. Inside. Clear low, clear low.
Must have caught him off guard because I thought maybe he could get back around me on the bottom, but
Four tires below the yellow line. Slide job. Crossover from Chris
All right, man,
Mefford.
caution
Off
is
turn
out,
number 2.
caution
Now
is
they're
out.
side
Line
by
up,
side
single
once
file.
again. Will drops it down. He does the same. Puts the car in the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to try and slide job, but no. Not enough momentum, not enough speed to get in front of the 3 of McCann. Brian McCann's going to take the second spot. Chris Mefford not giving up though, right there. Got to the inside.
Now the key is when to pit, or if you just ride it.
Turn number 4.
How many laps was that?
10, the end of
That was
goes to Kyle.
60.
57 to
Pit road
110,
now open.
or we were at 58. That's when we went green.
I think it was just the stage end. Kyle Terzak's going to win stage number 2.
Thanks, Ray.
Pit box in 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
I did not think that was going to work, but it, I think he made it, gave me some leeway.
All right, that's it. Go.
Terzak.
Oh shit, I sped.
Mefford,
You
Schofield,
sneaky.
You know that you only
Johnston,
have one
Quick,
set of right
Durbin,
side
and
tires
Stewart, the
remaining.
top
Line
10.
up
The end of
single
stage
file.
number 2 is
That's
pit stops
car.
underway once again.
Did nobody else take 2?
Anticipating a 4-tire change for Terzak. This will
Oh boy.
be the longest stage, stage 3 of this.
No, you don't need the left side tires. Why do you need the left side tires for?
Oh, it should be fun watching
Sure.
Kyle work his way through.
He's only 4th. He'll be up in 1st in 5 laps.
What the heck? He just parked it on the side of the track.
Right side's only for the 3. He's going to put the 3 out in front.
I went over
Durbin.
the blue go, but it still gave me
Looks like Chris Mefford's going to be
Okay.
3rd
What?
out of the pits. Then Kyle Terzak, Brandon Mefford.
Oh, he got busted. He got busted exiting the pits.
Oh no.
What happened? I
They
did
get
the blue
out.
cone thing, and then it still gave me the unsafe pit exit.
The 10th place machine as we get ready to go
Because
back.
you were
green
above
flag
the
racing
yellow line
here.
off the
Yeah,
two.
can't clear.
Off the one.
Can't clear that one.
No, Kyle Terzak has stopped on the racetrack. I'm not sure
Come
the
on,
scenario there.
Well, I got
It's Brian McCann's fault.
yeah,
We may
I got 4 tires and didn't lose up a spot, so I'll take that. I just gotta not get past at the green flag.
can figure out what happened
not
here just a
showing
moment
anything
ago.
on
Again,
this end
Terzak
for
was
you, Kyle.
leaving pit lane. Pulls hard down to the left and just comes to a stop. Interesting.
That's a bummer.
Pull Kyle up real quick.
Yeah, and all you got to do is get half the car over and
Stage
you'll
2
get
with
it.
Kyle Terzak and Steve in the booth. You got me?
Yes.
I don't even think you have to get that much.
What was that all about? You
Get a tire over it.
All right, man.
I
we're
usually
going
get
green
three
next
there. What was
time
when
I
out.
get nailed.
All right, man. Line up on the
So
inside row.
I did the blue code thing and still got.
Oh, let's see how aggressive Mr. Durbin is.
I don't know, but got a really good car up until this point.
He likes to grip it and rip it.
But hopefully you get me yellow. I guess when I get up there, hope and pray because I'm
Get ready.
gonna have to burn up my tires to get up there. I guess we'll
All
find
right,
out.
man. The pace car is
At least
in.
we got some stage points.
Well, the scenario is you took 4, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
A lot of the leaders out in front now took
Good luck.
2.
Have fun.
Where's the restart zone?
You might be okay, but it's certainly
There it
going to be entertaining to watch. We're looking forward to that. Good luck the rest of the way.
Green flag, green flag. You're in first.
Scout Turzak, tall order here. Unsafe entry, unsafe exit for that matter. It's going to put Turzak at the tail end of the lead lap cars as we get ready to go back green flag racing. Brian McCann, Steve Durbin going to be the front row. Durbin was the last car in the lead lap. Last time we talked about him, here he is. Ready for a restart out front with Brian McCann.
Sorry, Jack. Sorry.
Green in hand, pace car is in. McCann leading him down into the restart zone.
Green.
There it is.
I can kind of feel what it wants now.
And with the lead down the backstretch into turn number 3, Turzak already picking up a couple of spots into turn 3.
That's why they were riding that line.
77 of Fleet. Out the rear view mirror of Neil Quick. A little bit of contact with the 77 off of 4. This is what we like to watch.
Interesting.
Trying to go from the back to the front without issue. He's got work to do again. The longest stage of this race. He's got some time. He's got 2 cars ahead of him side by side. It's Stewart and Neil Quick. He's got to find a way through. I don't know if you dare go 3 wide. I know the corners here are wide enough, but man, you don't want to risk it. Turzak restarted 11th. He's up to the 8th spot already. Out in front, Brian McCann still with the lead. Now Turzak just behind Neil Quick.
That's exactly what it wants.
You're welcome, Neil.
Even got to work the throttle to do it.
Jack drives it down the bottom of the racetrack, gets to the inside of the 2. Off turn number 4, can't get it done. Tucks in behind Neil Quick.
Had to back off for the slide job.
You got to tote it, not float it.
Can't wreck
I'm
that
just,
pretty car.
I'm just making up words. But I can feel it lift it now.
Quick and Turzak both getting clear of the 12 of Tim Schofield. They both pick up a position there, but Turzak still mired behind the 2.
And I know where to hit the throttle at.
The 5th spot.
I can finally feel that. I couldn't feel that at the beginning of the race.
Mefford, though, looking to the inside of Garrett Johnston. A lot of positions being exchanged here mid-pack. Mefford alongside Johnston. Tucks back in behind, and Neil Quick jumps to the bottom here as Mefford tried to get in behind the 15. Neil Quick saw an opportunity here.
Hopefully I ain't out here just burning my stuff up.
The 051, hard to say. But Turzak now working to the outside. Little bit of contact. I thought Quick was going to turn around Brandon Mefford. It might have been some contact. I don't know. If there wasn't, it couldn't be any closer. But now Turzak gets to the outside of Neil Quick. He might take this position around the long way.
Ooh, that's Colin Neil Quick battling. That battle ain't gonna last long.
Built side by side, lap 125. 76 remain here at IROC.
Steven's catching me. What?
Behind Neil Quick. You gotta wonder how patient can Turzak be? How long will he put up with this fight? Neil Quick is hard to get around when he doesn't want to let you by. He's not just gonna let it happen. Slides up a bit, roughs him up,
Kyle.
gets into the door, a little loose as Neil Quick off the contact from Turzak.
Well, now you guys are getting
Turzak
off the
lifts,
TV
gives
time.
him a little bit of a break here with still 75.
Everybody's catching me. That should be illegal. Drop a box of nails or something.
Lines up the racetrack. Now he switches it up. He's to the inside. More contact. They bang doors off turn number 4, just like they did previously, but switch up the spots. Contact again into turn number 1. Turzak trying to save it. Real loose on entry. He keeps it straight.
These guys are just burning up their tires right now.
I like to hear it.
Oh yeah, Kyle and Neil just tearing them up.
Quietly.
Door banging, slide
Yeah.
jobbing.
Turzak back.
I hear the broadcast. Steve's going crazy.
Doesn't get any better than
That's the only thing he's had to talk about. Kyle backed off, probably for my safety.
Turzak, I don't know if
He's nice, the guy like that.
try and cool the tires a bit to make another run at Neil quick. Meanwhile, Brian McCann still out in front ahead of Steve Durbin, Chris Mefford, Garrett Johnston, and Brandon Mefford. That's your top 5. But we continue to watch this battle. It was between Neil Quick and Kyle Turzak. Turzak backed off. Patience being the better part of valor here for Turzak. He's right, though. He did pick up some stage points. He can either continue to run here and finish, top 5, maybe top 10. Or he can just throw caution to the wind and just go for it. I mean, he doesn't need to worry too much about it. He's won a ton of races this season, stacked up the points. But I don't know, this season, talking to Kyle Turzak when we have, he does not like losing. Really, does anybody? With that said, though, Turzak, I think, has realized that if he continued that fight with Neil Quick the way that he was going to burn those tires off. And honestly, it might be too late. Too little too late for Turzak. He may have realized it a little bit later than was necessary to continue this charge. As he said, he's waiting for that caution, which we haven't had one tonight with the exception of the 2 stages. No natural caution to speak of. Turzak back in the 7th spot. Meanwhile, out front, Brian McCann, he's in his own zip code as well. A half-second advantage over the 30 of Steve Durbin. Durbin again.
Didn't my hood up.
And Chris Mefford back in 3rd, but that's where the action's happening right now.
I will say it appears Neil is just going for it. It ain't about tires tonight. It's about making passing lanes. Kyle saving now.
Quick part of this picture as well as he's closed the gap to Brandon Mefford. Actually, rather impressed that Neil was able to even reel in Brandon Mefford through that battle he had with Kyle Turzak. You see Turzak checked up quite a bit. Some distance between himself and Neil Quick. Like assumption there is he's trying to cool those tires down, or he already abused them past the point of no return. Surprised that Neil Quick got the same. With all that said, though, if the caution were to come out, there's still an extra set of tires laying over the wall. Laps complete here from Lucas Oil Raceway at IRP. We're going to step aside and get an HBR TV side-by-side break once again. Our last of the evening. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.
I met Marco Sgarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Oh, okay.
It's my job.
That makes more sense. Let's go ahead and pull away here. Lucas Oil or IRP. I forget which one they call it. I don't know where it's located. Where's the what? Oh, right-handers. Well, if you do it wrong, you might take a right-hander. I don't know. I ain't seen any about 150 laps. I'm still looking for them, though. How you doing tonight? I'm out here about ready to get run down by Chris Mefford.
Neil is driving Kyle nuts.
Over there with a big smile on his face too, I bet. I mean, hell, it's near impossible to pass unless you just force it.
Well, that's what's fixing to happen here. We might get a fresh set of tires yet.
Back at IRP, 148 laps complete. Brian McCann still out in front. Then it's Chris Mefford, Steve Durbin, Brandon Mefford, Garrett Johnston, Neil Quick, Kyle Turzak, Tim Schofield, Zach Gleek, Josh Stewart, Nuke Quick. Those are your lead lap drivers. Battle picking up here, though. Turzak has reeled Neil Quick.
Garrett's pitting.
Battle for the 6th position. Quick now alongside Garrett Johnston. Turzak may pick up a spot just from that benefit alone, but he really needs to get by the 2 of Neil Quick. Quick has been able to hold off Turzak.
Thank you, thank you.
Keep him in the rear view mirror. Heavy battle earlier on. We'll see if that continues here with about 50 laps remaining here from IRB. Turzak to the inside. Gets farther alongside to Neil Quick than he has this entire stage. Still stays there. We'll see if he has to run down into turn 3 as Johnson hits mid road. Side by side for the position.
Neil's pitting.
Turzak drops the left sides below the yellow line on the apron. He's going to get clear real quick. He's going to have to slide up to block that run, though, and he does just that. Will Neil throw it into the inside? No, not close enough to get it done into turn number 3. So Turzak finally up to the top 5 again here with about 49 laps remaining. Turzak's right, though. He really needs that caution to come out. He spent a lot of time fighting with Neil Quick in that first portion of the stage. Backed off, cooled the tires off, put the challenge on, and now he's starting to drive away with Neil Quick. Neil's in pit lane. I gotta wonder if fuel was an issue here in this final stage. I know they had a full fuel load at 100%.
Yeah, but Chris Mefford is right there.
I don't know, maybe.
And I did him dirty in the second stage, so I'm going to get a little payback off that.
Right side tires at least for Neil Quick. I'm back to get 2 tires stopped, given that we're under green. He doesn't want to go for that track position.
I'm sure he remembers that.
Sides only for the 2. He's down and away. Front, it's Brian McCann, Chris Mefford, Brandon Mefford, Steve Durbin, Kyle Turzak. Still really curious to see how this one plays out strategy-wise. Can these guys out front make it on fuel?
He's back there searching. I think he's wearing his stuff out.
Ryan McCann here. Now the question's going to be, is McCann saving fuel?
But he still looks like he's catching me, though.
Here tonight. We talked about that earlier in the broadcast. I'm not sure if that's enough to make it to the end or not. We have to see.
How much fuel you got left?
Faster than the race leader, Brian.
90 laps.
Yeah, I forgot to turn off that auto deal.
Harrison McCann's this lap tonight, 22:12.
And I don't think this is going to let me make it.
Last lap for the both of them.
Based on the average. Let's see here.
Holding that top spot, 4/10 of a second, the advantage back to Medford. Brandon Medford third, Morgan fourth, Turzak still fifth. Turzak's got some work to do, but he's a few car lengths off the back bumper of Steve Durbin. Not a full straightaway away from the race lead with 41 laps to go. One thing I find interesting about the whole scenario with Kyle Turzak and his penalty on pit out is he didn't need to push that hard. He didn't need to be that aggressive in pit lane. He took 4 tires and we're going to lose some positions anyway. But if he was able to restart 4th or 5th, I think he would have been okay. Yeah, he would have worked for it to get back to the front.
Thank you for the caution.
You get from 7th to the race lead, especially when you got some fast drivers to get through. And O'Neal Quick wasn't really in the top half of the field at the time, but he's a hard driver to get around regardless of where you're at. Tire strategies, tire advantages, you name it. It doesn't seem to make a difference. Turzak.
Yeah, I found a little bit of speed.
Yes, he finally got around it. O'Neal Quick.
I'm trying not to use it up in case he's saving his.
Tires.
Gave it a test run there and pulled like a 10th on him, but
didn't really plan on.
I did get him hot.
Drivers lap down right now. Garrett Johnston looks to be the first.
I got to cool him back off now.
Now in pit lane. As Turzak takes the spot from Durbin, moves the 051.
Oh, he dropped that big time there. 2 tenths in 1 lap. What happened?
Garrett, I don't know if you were trying to talk there, but nothing came through, buddy.
He finished up his stop, 13.42 seconds. That's pretty quick. That might have been fuel only. I don't know if he got right sides only.
He might have burned him up.
O'Neal Quick was able to do his at 13.5. So Zachary Cleek very well.
Shoot, he might pop a tire here shortly. I think I can make the end of the race.
These guys can make it to the end on fuel alone.
Hey, Garrett, I'm staying high. I know you're on fresh.
Yeah, he's dropping off big time. I need to start saving here.
Now it's 7/10. Deficit back to 2nd place.
Yeah, he's popping a tire.
Steven, I'm going to pay you in the next couple laps. Just did some math. Nobody's making it.
Nobody's making it. I'm making it. They forgot to take fuel.
45 pitting.
And continues to stretch the advantage now. Chris Medford back 9/10 of a second.
Pitting.
10th quicker the last lap by.
All right, so we're going at the pit barrel. Oh.
Kyle done run his car into the water barrels.
Next to him back in that 4th position, Brandon Mefford, the next driver on his hit list. He's ways back, 2.2 seconds. The differential between Mefford and Turzak in 4th.
Good way.
Kyle's having a horrible time.
Pulls down hard.
It's only a meatball. You can get that fixed.
He get pulled down in time. That's going to be the question. No, he got the wall.
So my throttle's stick.
I bet Mefford dropped off because he got into that range where his tire's starting to go flat. But he's holding it. No, he just dropped it more. Never mind.
End of pit road.
So Brandon Mefford's my biggest threat right now.
Left entry into pit road, catches the grass.
If I get into that range where Chris just got into, and then Brandon's not in that range, Brandon will come around me in 25 laps we got left here.
Fair to deal with.
So I got to make sure I don't get into that low tire range.
Significant front end.
But it still feels fine.
51 is lap 172 is up on the board.
If I can get to the last 10 laps, I'll probably be all right. I am saving.
Meanwhile, Ryan McCann had to cross the stripe back 3 race later, 1.4 seconds. The advantage over Chris Mefford. Again, having a decent race. We're going to watch the better race between 2 drivers here. It's Chris Mefford and Brandon Mefford. The brothers going at it here, 2nd and 3rd. That's what we're contesting here. Chris Mefford's got it. Brandon Mefford wanting to take it away.
Maybe Chris will hold him up some. Hell no, they're racing and catching me. Of course, I am tire saving, so. Hey Pete, how's it going?
2nd continues. Chris and Brandon Mefford back and forth.
As long as the caution don't come out here, I should have it.
6 at this point.
Thanks, Timmy.
Oh, nice.
Anything for you, Neil?
I got a new paint scheme for Wednesday.
That is the 46 to that 2nd position, about a half car length to a car length ahead of brother Brandon.
We're going red. Metallic red.
And just loving that those two are going at it as he's maintaining a 1.5 second advantage back to 2nd place, about half a straightaway.
And Brandon can't get around Chris.
Turzak still sits in the pit lane here. I'm assuming he's out of this one at this point. He's been sitting there.
It's got a bird on the hood.
Solid minutes trying to get some repairs made to his machine after making contact with the end of pit wall.
I ain't getting rid of the bird.
Really drove it hard down in there, trying to make up as much time as possible. Fortunately, got the short end of the stick.
The door panels are the biggest change. We got 15 laps to go. Let's just go ahead and pull away some.
Billy watched this fight for the second spot. Chris Medford and Brandon Medford. Chris in the 40.
My spotter ain't said you'll need tires.
Stands right now the top 6 on the lead lap. Brian McCann, Chris Mefford, Brandon Mefford, Steve Dermott, Timmy Schofield, and Newt Quick. Brandon closes in once again, scrapes the wall on the entry to turn number 3. Doesn't lift out of the throttle at all for it. Still there, a few feet off the back bumper of the 46 off turn number 4. Brandon may have something for Chris before this one's over and done with. Turzak remains in pit lane. Looks like he's going to end up finishing this one in the 12th spot. In this fight for P2. Mefford versus Mefford down into turn number 1. Chris still has it. We saw it early on. Turzak and Neil Quick battling. Turzak obviously very, very fast. Neil Quick's no slouch, but Turzak's been the class of the field all night long. He could not get by Neil Quick. Burned up his tires. Eventually got by the two, but very quickly thereafter, Neil Quick hit pit lane to take some tires. And Mefford goes to the inside.
They back there racing.
Unable to get it done. Drives it down to the bottom like we saw him trying earlier on. All 4 tires below the yellow line on the flat of the racetrack. Chris Mefford now switching lanes. He goes to the middle lane, opens the door top side for Brandon Mefford. Mefford's going to try and carry the momentum through turns 1 and 2. Big time run. Crosses over, looks to the bottom off turn number 2.
They might cause a caution.
Might have the run down into 3. We'll see.
It wouldn't be the first time them brothers calls a caution.
Mefford versus Mefford. Brandon now up into the 2nd spot. Gets clear.
Oh, Brandon got around him.
Does Chris have anything for him back into turn 1? No. 10 laps remain. Ryan McCann still out in front. Missed the battle for the 2nd spot. McCann enjoying a full straightaway plus lead over 2nd and 3rd.
It's a good thing I set my car up for a long run. I shouldn't say it too early. We still got 7 laps here. Caution might come out.
Steve Durbin well back in the 4th position. He's got 6.4 seconds behind Chris Mefford in 3rd. So has a 4-second advantage over 5th against Timmy Schofield. I think the key to success here for Brandon Mefford is I think he was faster to begin with. Again, we saw it. You got a guy that's quick, no pun intended, behind another driver who's slightly slower and not by a large margin. The driver that's in front has the advantage. The clean air makes a difference. Kind of air block, even with these late model stocks, very similar to what we would do with the next gen.
5 laps to go.
Gen 7,
They're in a
that is.
podium position.
See the distance, though, Brandon has put on Chris Mefford since making that pass. It's just been a few laps, and he's got almost a half straightaway advantage over 3rd place.
They dropping off big time.
That 46 sooner than
Their tire may not make it.
been able to run down Brian McCann. 5.5 laps to go here from IRP. We've been caution-free with the exception of our stage brakes. We've got 5 laps remaining. Maybe we can go all the way to the check.
Oh, my tire may not make it.
Honestly, I think Turzak.
I think I'm finally in that danger zone.
He got the wall, but it was in pit lane, so no yellow.
I bet it's down on 20% or less right now.
Though he's going to finish it out here in the 12th spot. We got Ken Couch in the chat saying,
Might be on the cords.
"Hi, Ken. Thanks for checking in, man."
I got 6 seconds on them, so
I'll say hello.
as long as I don't get a meatball.
3.5 laps remain for Brian McCann. Unchallenged.
No meatball.
For now, same scenario in the 2nd spot. Chris Medford still runs in 3rd. You got Josh Stewart.
No caution.
3 just ahead. He's not.
Need that white.
Josh running.
Need the white flag. There we go. Nah, we ain't getting no yellow. They won't even drift.
Lap and a half to go through 3 and 4. Going to look for the white flag on the exit of turn 4. 1 lap to go for the 3 of Brian McCann, and a victory awaits.
They won't drift. All right, Kyle, look at it.
The race is over.
2 more corners for Brian McCann. Started in the 7th position. He's going to take it to a top spot, a checkered flag, a race win here at IRP, and he takes it.
This car won't do it.
Fireworks going up in the air, and for the 2nd position, it's going to be Brandon Mefford. 3rd, it'll be Chris Mefford.
They won't do it.
You're going to need rubber shortly. Take it easy.
Good job, B. Ryan.
McCann, you're a race win.
Just can't do it.
Good win, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was 1 lap from making the podium, just saving tires and fuel. I think Mefford blew a tire on the last lap, and I just missed catching him. Car length.
You right there at it, wasn't you? 4th place. Which one blew a tire, Chris?
Yeah, Chris lost it, and I think Durbin, and then the 30 lost his tires, so I was able to get around him and almost got Chris both in the last 5 laps.
Oh, we had 17%. We could have done another 20 laps.
Back with our top 3 finishers after this. Stay with us.
Oh, y'all can't see that.
I figured we could make it.
When we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research
How do I get that off?
we needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his
See you,
team
Pete.
as
Thanks for sticking around.
someone you can
Kyle,
trust,
everybody else.
and he is just a genuine guy.
I don't know why my Dell thing is covering it up.
He has a genuine.
Anyway, it's 17 on the right front, if y'all believe it.
Somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marco says. And that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
All right. Well, good win, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. See you next week. Take it easy. It's weird. Didn't used to do that. Well, interview. Let's go back and look at Chris lose a tire. Sure, that's interesting. Not a lot. I thought you two were going to cause a caution back there for a while.
No, we weren't even close.
I'm just glad it's over with.
We were just back there tooling around.
Man, you had Steve going on that broadcast, though.
I did.
You two racing, yeah. He was like, oh, he goes on an inside. They're beating and banging down the straightaway.
I don't think we touched.
No, I don't think we did.
I was just screwing with Chris because I actually thought we had to pit, so I wasn't trying to go anywhere. Dummy me knew that I forgot that I'd set my fuel where I didn't need to. And next thing you know, I'm like, shit, there's 10 to go. I better try to go by him.
Did you lose your right front, Chris?
Yeah, I lost it, and then I was trying to save it because I'm like, man, maybe Brian's going to burn it up, having older left sides. And then I don't know his name, the dude who's with you. He kind of held me down quite a bit, so I didn't get a chance to mold my tires very well.
They were all right there. Close together. Odd. Oh, he's a lap down. Nuke.
Geez, the three of us are light years ahead in this points. How many races are left?
One.
Before the chase.
Yeah.
Transportation.
Hickory is the next one.
Logistic management is your one source
that's
for
gonna
all
be a
your
wreck
shipping
fest.
needs. 53-foot dry van.
Wish we could get some guys in here.
Shipments, full service.
It kind of depends on how many guys you get.
Drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers. Facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC series. Kyle Steffens, UMP modified in Silver Crown driver. And Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws Lake.
All right, this time for sure. Brian McCann and Steve with HBR TV. You got us?
Hey, I do. How's it going?
Brian, congratulations, man. We pulled Brandon up here inadvertently at first, but nevertheless, a 7th place starting position here tonight at IRP. You didn't seem to have the pace early on. I don't know if that was just a matter of tire savings or just kind of feeling out the race car, making a plan for the strategy play at the end of stage number 3. But nevertheless, stage 3, you take two tires on that pit stop. You get out with the race lead. You never look back. No real challenge to be considered. Walk us through the mindset there. We know Terzak was going to take 4 tires. Nevertheless, he did take those 4 tires, but then had a pit exit penalty, an unsafe exit to worry about. Was no longer a factor after that. Tell us about your race.
Oh, yeah. Kyle was fast. So in practice, I was trying to set my car up for the long run. And that's all I focused on. I didn't focus on anything else like qualifying or whatever. So I tried to go out and do qualifying. I didn't know what to do. So that's why I got 7th. So come out in the race. And then like the first 2 stages, I'm kind of starting to doubt myself, like, did I set my car up right? And luckily I got up 2nd or 3rd, whatever. And then I took 2 tires and nobody, or I think one other car did, maybe Steven, and came out and just maintained from there. I had to save a little bit. I let Chris catch me a little bit, like half a second, and then I just kind of held him there and saving my tire, and then took off from him. So I hate that happened to Kyle. I think he was probably one of the stronger cars out here, but I'm glad to take a win.
Take the checkered flag here tonight. Let's go back to setting up the car for the long run. I know you did mention that, but these are fixed setup races. So what can you do as a driver in that aspect as far as setting up the car for a long run instead of making it quick on the short run?
Those are the secrets, but I can tell you it's just the feeling of how you need to drive it. Like you said, fixed setup, so we can't change anything. So you're basically just practicing a type of driving and not just focus on not wearing out the right front, because that's what we were out here killing tonight.
We did see that a little bit here in that first stage. Some drivers actually having right front tire failures. You guys, even with the pace that you had, were able to get it to the stage end. Was there a worry there with stage 3 being the longest of the night?
Yeah, I never did any long runs, like past 20 laps or something. So I was kind of wondering, and turns out at the end there I had 17% left on my right front. So I was close.
Getting close for sure. Brian, congratulations, man. Looking forward to Hickory Motor Speedway next week. Certainly a much smaller racetrack by comparison. I think it's about half the size of this place. But how do you feel about your odds next week to make it 2 in a row and make it a 5th win?
It just comes down, can we beat Kyle? I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Brian, congratulations. Who do you want to thank before we let you go?
My family, you for doing the broadcast, the league admins, Chris Wally putting this show on, sponsors for helping us out, drivers for showing up, and everybody watching tonight. Thank you.
All right, Brian, thanks for talking to us, man. Good luck next week.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Your odds next week to make it 2 in a row and make it a 5th win?
It just comes down, can we beat Kyle? I don't know. Take it easy. Good race.
All right, Brian.
Hey, man, you too. I thought we was going to have something there, but I think,
for doing the broadcast,
I don't know.
The league admin.
Hopefully my back was, go ahead.
You had me worried for a little bit, but I just kind of kept you at half a second behind, and then I
All right, Brian, talking to us, man. Good luck next week.
I think that's when you started dropping off. I was like, I got a little bit more, but
Brian McCann, you're
yeah, you were making me. And I remember what I was going to say. The stage 2 pass. If I would have let you caught me, I wouldn't have. I didn't know what you were going to do. I was like, man, he's going to do it back to me.
I was going to, but I'm like, man, it's too early. We're both fast. I think we might have a little something for Kyle. I mean, he took off there, but it was like the last 10 to 12 laps of that longer run. So I'm actually surprised I kept pacing as much as I did.
How close were you to wrecking me on that Hail Mary I sent in on stage 2?
I definitely had it to lip. If I had single monitor, I probably wouldn't have seen you slide up.
Oh, you got a single you're saying you got 3.
Yeah.
What's made you
Gotcha.
Neil did the same thing. I'm like, oh, man, 'cause I heard him. I'm like, all I hear is, whoom, and I'm like, wow, the gas. Like 1 second later, I'm like, oh, he's sending it in.
Wow.
30-lap, 40-lap races.
But yeah, I don't know what the hell done at work, but like pulled a big muscle in my lower back, and this is very uncomfortable. I'll say that much.
Starting to figure this thing.
Oh, I hate that for you. Yeah, this chair ain't too comfortable either, but I hate to hurt your back.
On the raw pace alone.
Yeah, no excuses though. I mean, once you're driving, it kind of, while me and you and Kyle was kind of there battling, I can't really, I felt it, but it didn't really bother me. Then once those last 15 laps, I'm like, he's gone. Let Brandon go. I'm just gonna ride.
What he's doing, he's got.
Yeah, you had a lot of speed there in that stage too. It was hard to catch you.
And it really rolls. So.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to have that much speed. I was really trying to save to the end, kind of like you were, but. Like me and Brandon saying, this is just not my strong suit, driving off the right rear. I mean, it's the exact same thing you gotta do to B cars, and I suck at those too.
The racetrack right down to the apron a lot of the time.
You were keeping up with Kyle there on that second stage, so don't doubt yourself too much.
It does help it rotate. You gain.
How big was that clean air?
But getting up off the corner, you gotta wait. So
pretty good.
You don't get down there.
I guess I didn't really notice too much of a difference. Like it still drove and handled the same.
And I got to beat him.
Yeah, probably just more the fact of someone being in your line, aka me.
I knew what the car would do. I was just down there playing, having a good time, and making up a little ground here and there whenever I'd try something and lose a little bit to Chris. And
I started to find the bottom line there. I'm like, oh, and 3 and 4. I'm like, hey, let me get Brian here because I could drive it in deep and it'd stick and turn. But in 1 and 2, you just killed me.
Good fun time.
Did you notice the banking transition? You could kind of work that to get the car to rotate and get a little loose.
Yeah, I did. I've done it a couple times there with Kyle. Actually, funny thing, the old ARCA cars, it's probably been 4 or 5 years ago at Darlington. If you go into turn 3 and you got that banking change on there, you could have thrown that right rear on that banking switch and just ride it all the way around.
It's going to be.
Oh yeah.
Guys are going to be going. You're going to be seeing guys move guys out of the way.
It was fun though. I mean, like Brandon said, wish we had more guys. Been a little more interesting.
But it's going to be fun. If we could do that, it'd be pretty great.
Yeah, definitely. What do we have tonight? 13?
Something like that. Was 2 tires your strategy for a while, or was it more along the lines of seeing how Tim did?
But as you said, it's a little tight.
I just noticed off that first pit, I had like 90 and 80 on the left, so it wasn't really that low. So I was like, well, hell, I'm just going to take the rights.
I know the car counts have been down a little bit, so hopefully,
That's what I told Brandon. I was like, man, if this thing goes yellow, I'm gonna take rights. I know Brian would be on the verge. He'd have to say you'd almost have to take rights again to kind of stay in front of everybody.
Go back and watch your broadcast.
Oh, you're saying if a caution came out? Yeah, I was going to take rights again.
Thanks to Chris Wally for putting this deal on. I know he's busy cheating and doing stuff too. So thanks for him to did it drive better on them 2 tires so we can race every week. Thanks for everybody that showed all the sponsors that put
felt the same.
Spartan did it, all those guys. So and then I wondered if it would turn better longer. What those lefts were a little bit over at Charity Motorsports and all.
No, right at the end of stage 2, I started learning how to drive it and what it wanted. So that really helped in stage 3.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, I thought I found it. Just how you could enter the corner there and kind of, I don't know, there was a little feel right up off the wall, but I just sucked center off. All there is to it.
HBR TV, you got me?
I noticed at the first bit of the race, I was kind of like just matting the throttle because I couldn't feel where it wanted it and how to ease into it. But at the end of the race, I was actually feeling what it wanted and playing with the throttle. Did you ever get that feeling?
As somewhat of
at the very end, after I'd already wore my right front out, I started feeling it. I could feel it rotate, and then you could feel it start getting tight if you had too much throttle. So yeah, I mean, I started to, but I still wasn't anywhere near what you had going on.
With Brother Brandon trying to hold him off for that second spot.
Well, the months
I felt like I was better about lap 30 than I was up to lap 30 as compared to everybody, but just still was just tearing the right front up. I was the best in my chat, but shoot, that last run I was like 23%.
I just seen I hopped in there with like,
oh yeah, I was 17
to go.
I was playing with Chris there for quite some time, and I was actually better than him. But we started catching you for a second, and I was like, "Damn it, Brian's playing with us." So I just rode behind him. I didn't want to lose that, and then we started racing. And you just went, "Oh, you just yanked us like 2 seconds."
Yeah, I was saving a little bit of tire. Good thing I did, because I might have got that meatball if I wouldn't have.
Yeah, I kind of kept pace there with
that meatball was coming.
Stage, which I was really impressed.
Y'all finished the race, so I guess you didn't get a meatball. I don't know what percentage you get it at. Like, do you have to go all the way to 0?
Up there, so me and Brian,
I'm not sure. Chris, that first run said that he got a warning. I never even got a warning.
It's been decently close.
Maybe you get a warning at like 15.
Maybe so. Yeah, I was in the
little bit of that first stage, and I'm not sure if he
50s or 60s that first run. I think I was
that second and third stage, but he obviously came alive. So
I pushed really hard. I wanted to see how long it would last.
Back wouldn't really spaz
that first stint, but man, lap 30 they just fall off.
Brian,
you were working Kyle there at the beginning of the race, wasn't you?
Brandon, then
I was trying to get him to screw up. I mean, I was really playing and driving it really stupid, and just trying to get him to screw up. And I was going to try to pass him, and then I messed up a couple times. And he started pulling away from me.
Kind of wish Kyle didn't have that black flag, because I think it's.
But this is one of my favorite tracks to even on the sim, race here in real life. So it makes it more fun for whatever reason that is.
Yeah, this is a pretty fun track.
The pit wall itself.
It's so hard to figure out, and guys really struggle here. So Neil's usually a lot better, but he hadn't raced these cars much this year.
These races, and we're going to see you running next week at Hickory.
Going to depend on how work and everything else turns out. But yeah, with Kyle and Neil is a pain in the rear to pass or to race with. There's times like you let him go, he'll let you go back by once his tires burn up, or if you do catch him. But he's real hard to pass. He races. Me and him race a lot alike, aggressive at times and then soft at times. So it'll spin down on him as well. Be able to keep pace with him and get it back up to that first stage. But yeah, I'm gonna try to race possibly.
Kyle tried to ship it.
I'm gonna run, Brian. Good job on win number 4.
It'll probably be
all right, man. Take it easy. See you next week.
Get me to race.
All right, Chris. Don't be a sissy. Come out and race next week. Before I let you go, Chris, who do you want to shout out to?
Yep, I thank you, Steve, at the broadcast. It's always phenomenal. Congrats to Brian on the win there, dominating that third and final stage. Congrats to Brandon getting second.
Why did
thanks
Kyle
to all the admins, Chris? And
Damn, he tried to really pit,
sponsors,
didn't he?
my family, and yeah.
I think that about wraps it up. Chris, congratulations.
Maybe he forgot to
again
get
on the
fuel.
top 3 finish, and wish you the best of luck at the next one we see you at.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it.
Because his tire's still fine.
Finisher here at IRP.
He must not have fuel.
Interview portion of our broadcast. Let's take a look at our race results. Hopefully these come up because they didn't for the warm-up, and they're still not coming up. So I'll give you the best that I can. Not sure why that's happening. Let's try this. Oh, it finally works. All right. Brian McCann, your race winner. Brandon Mefford finishes in the 2nd spot. Chris Mefford comes home in
I think
3rd.
he is. He almost made it.
Finisher was Timmy Schofield. Steve Durbin.
I think he would have had it if he wouldn't have hit the
finishes
grass.
in the 5th spot. So was Brian McCann, also right sides only, remember. Newt Quick comes home in the 6th spot. Garrett Johnston was 7th.
That grass screwed him up. It shot him right.
8th, a lap down. 9th was Zachary Cleek, a lap down.
Yeah, he would have had it.
Was 2 laps down at
Hell,
10th.
he was down to speed already.
9 laps down. Kyle Turzak
All right, man,
was 12th.
I'm out.
31 laps down.
Y'all
Again,
take it
after
easy.
making